Saitama found himself lazing about on his couch, reading some manga and listening to the daily news. Kamala walked into the apartment, having come back from doing some more heroic work, while Genos was on his laptop. "Hey there, kiddo. You're back?" "Yeah, wasn't really much else to do today. Saved a couple of old people from a burning building. See, that's the spirit. You guys are getting the hang of this hero stuff in no time." What about you, Master?" Genos would ask. What about me?" "City's been quiet for the most part. Not really a whole lot for me to get into. I mean, I've tagged along with you guys more than enough, so I think we're all doing pretty alright." "Actually, sir, I'd hate to be a bearer of bad news, but you've been listed as inactive for almost 6 days. And if you go a full week with inactivity, you're going to be dropped off the hero registry." "Oh, it's not really a whole lot to worry about. This is some damn good lemonade." Wait, what? Hold on, what? I'm going to be dropped off the hero registry? Yes. Because there are a lot of C-class heroes, the registry can't always be filled with them. Any C-class hero under a certain limit, not in the top 10, that goes a week without inactivity, they get dropped from the registry. Who the hell makes a rule like that? "It's even worse for D-list heroes," Kamala said. "My parents, even if they weren't always the sharpest tools in the box, they were always good with that volunteering and helping out around the community. It was so good, in fact, it kept them in the top 10 of the D-ranked heroes for a long time." "Hold on. Genos," Kamala would say. "He hasn't been getting any of the credit with us?" "I'm afraid not. Because Master is a C-class hero, whenever he's partnered up with either of us, it seems all the credit tends to go to the more higher-ranked hero." "Oh, what the hell?" Saitama would go and strap on his hero uniform. He had to get out there and fast. He had to find some people to save, some crime to fight, some natural disaster to, I don't know, rid the world of something. He had to find something. Quickly, Saitama would bolt out of the door as he ran throughout the city, trying to find some villain to uproot, trying to find some cause of justice. Anything. Nothing. There's nothing out here today, Saitama thought. Of all the days for there to be no crime. Come on, someone rob a bank, spring into action, be a terrorist, do something, commit some heinous act. Sadly, all of Saitama's running around with a rather creepy and desperate looking face didn't earn him any ire, but more so only made him look more suspicious. Even more so as other self-proclaimed heroes showed up on the scene, such as the Tank Top Tiger. Having heard of complaints of Saitama and his antics, and looking to try to get some credit on his side, he was looking to make a big spectacle about nothing. Saitama didn't really much care for it, but the real problem came when someone else showed up. Someone that knew Saitama very well. His rival, Speedo Sonic. Well, at least he thought Saitama was his rival. Saitama didn't recognize him at all without the ninja get-up and all that stuff. The guy was just in baggy, casual clothes and carried a sword on his side. As for the Tank Top Tiger, he was looking to use all this commotion to try to get some brownie points. After all, he was a C rank, and a top C rank at that. So he figured that if he was just posing for the crowd and acting like he had everything under control, then all that should definitely butter up the people. Unfortunately, Sonic had different ideas, as he threw explosive shurikens at the would-be hero and knocked him out cold, before jumping high into the sky and raining down torrents of exploding shuriken, looking to get the attention of Saitama, and to cause as much chaos in the process, all in hopes of taking down his now self-proclaimed rival. Of course, for Saitama, this was all a waste of his time. He was more focused on trying to find a bad guy. Hey, what that guy's doing is pretty bad. In a quick flash, Saitama would jump into the air behind Speed of Sonic. Continuing to rain down the shuriken, he gave no note to the bald-headed hero that appeared behind him, stopping him with one swift chop to the back of the neck, sending him down into the ground below and crashing into a crater. Just like that, the rampage of the rogue hero Speed of Sonic, now turned villain, had been brought to an end. But even still, Saitama didn't get much of the credit, but he got just enough, and it was enough to get the job done. From there, Saitama made a personal note to try to solve some cases or fight some crime from time to time, and to try to make sure he got credit for it. That was the most important thing. But still, all was not well in the hero society, especially for the likes of Miss Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel. She was reading through an article about the rankings for the heroes, and she came all the way down to the bottom of the paper where she saw it. C-ranked hero, Captain Marvel 2. It irked her. It irked her to no end. Who in the hell did this Saitama think he was? Monica tried her best to calm her friend down, as Monica was busy reading through some books and doing some studying. Carol, all that anger is not good for your pores. Who gives a crap about my pores? You do. You always want to look good for the cameras. That's not the point. This idiot Saitama and... Saitama? Ooh, what's he done this time? Monica said with a look of sheer glee on her face. Monica Rambeau, a B-class hero. Close friends with Carol. Pretty strong, but not quite as much as her close friend. She was more of a bookworm than anything else. Because of that, she tried to solve all her problems through brains over brawn. It wasn't that she couldn't solve anything with enough brute force, but she tried to avoid that. As such, she wasn't as fancily known, especially given her hero name being Photon. Why are you so obsessed with him? It's not like he's anything special. At the end of the day, he's nothing but a punk trying to get under my skin. But why does he call himself Captain Marvel? I mean, if I remember correctly, you said you met the only other Captain Marvel 5 years ago, right? Yeah, I did. He saved me. Carol would recall the incident 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Carol Danvers worked as a part of the Hero Association's Air Force unit. It was a unit made of non-superhero beings who would help fight in various forms of disaster and against various monsters. The Air Force Division was led by many faint pilots, but Carol, being one of the youngest and brightest among them, proved and showed why she was truly a woman without fear. She remembered the situation soundly. 5 years ago, there was a villain by the name of Nitro. Nitro was a being made of poisonous and combustible gas who could create various explosions, including blowing himself up and reforming his body. He was causing an incident in one of the cities, and that led to the arrival of Captain Marvel, who at that point was ranked as one of the strongest heroes in the world. He was S-Class number 1. This was known to be one of his greatest and most grueling battles. Carol remembered being saved by the captain, although it came at a cost. It was due to that battle that he gained the cancer that he had in his system. However, before retiring, he gave Carol something akin to that of a spark. He told the girl to go forward and to be a hero. Of course, Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel, would serve in a part-time capacity. At first, taking Carol on as his sidekick, She was known as Miss Marvel back in those days. But once he made his retirement official, she took the full name of Captain Marvel and skyrocketed, jumping all the way from C class to A class in just a short amount of time. From there, she was working desperately to crack into the S ranks and to crack into the top 10. Of course, Captain Marvel wasn't the only person that Carol looked up to. There was also the other S-rank heroes. They were the pinnacle of hero society, the best of the best. So for Carol, she didn't take too kindly to the idea of someone just trying to use the name Captain Marvel all willy-nilly. She felt like it was an insult to the name, to the legacy that she was trying to uphold. It was all she had. She truly respected the man Captain Marvel, Marvel as he was known to some, and she wanted to do right by that name. That's why, by any means necessary, she was going to nip this in the bud. There wasn't going to be a Captain Marvel 2, or 3, or 4, or 5. There was one Captain Marvel. She was that Captain Marvel. In the meantime, Saitama and the others would all be relaxing back home at the apartment. So far, nothing much of note had happened. That was until they all got an urgent call. You see, where they live, there were 26 cities, all of them listed with a letter in the alphabet, as there were 26, from A to Z. Saitama and his associates all lived in City Z. City Z found itself in high alert. And why? Because scientists and astronomers who had been studying the trajectory of a meteorite had come to a shocking realization. The trajectory of the meteorite was heading straight for City Z. Of course, S-class heroes were being deployed to intercept the meteorite, Genos being among them on the scene, along with another S-class hero, an older man by the name of Bang. All heroes were helping with the evacuation protocols. Everyone was on deck. Another S-class hero, a being named Metal Knight, was supposed to show up and test a new weapon against the meteorite. However, this S-class hero Metal Knight in question didn't actually feel interested in working with any other hero, although Genos would have been happy to assist. Metal Knight attempting to use the weapon on his own would end up failing, and Genos, seeing no choice, would attempt to use his own cyborg body to enhance all of his mechanical functions and to launch all of his firepower towards it. He hoped that at the very least he could break it off into pieces and try to lessen the damage. Of course, this incident showed firsthand the flaws of the hero society. Because you see, while there were other S-class heroes who could have shown up and who could have helped, they often had a tendency not to. This was one of the flaws of the hero society. It created this cesspool of selfishness. The idea of doing any good deed, of helping any people, it always came at a price. It was about me, not we. There was no I in team, but there was always looking out for self-interest. There's an I in interest. That led Saitama and his friends on their own. Of course, there were a few other heroes who were coming in to help out and do what they could. Kamala helping with the evacuations. She and Photon, Monica Rambeau, watching as the sky slowly became darker, the meteorite coming into distance. For Kamala, she was filled with fear. Because despite all of her training with Saitama, for all the effort and work she had put into it. They had no way of stopping that. Of course, Carol was on the scene as well. She was charging up as much power as she could, absorbing as much power as she could from any heroes who could lend her the energy. Carol, I know, Monica, I see the damn rock. I don't know if you're going to all have enough power. I can do this. But, Carol, this meteorite, I don't think, just focus on the evacuations, okay? I promise, I'll take care of it. She could do it. This is what she was training for. I'm going to be just like him. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Carol summoned all of her strength as she began to glow. She flew high into the sky, heading straight for the meteorite. She'd show why she was capable of being in S-Class. She would show why she was the real Captain Marvel. She was going to finish this once and for all. She held both her fists up to her chest, extending her arms forward and shooting out a massive blast to the meteorite. The blast made contact with the space rock, drilling straight through it. At first, Carol thought that this might be her best chance, if she could just drill straight through the core. The blast was massive. It blew off a good chunk of it, but the meteorite kept coming. No way. It wasn't enough. Carol went flying back into the ground, as Genos would also launch his attack. While it did some damage, it didn't do enough. Bang would simply shake his head. Two of the more stronger heroes that he had seen, able to do a little damage, but not quite enough. The best they could do was evacuate and pray that the blast radius wouldn't reach too far. But Carol wasn't done. She summoned as much strength as she had and kept firing at the meteorite. It all seemed pointless. It all seemed to be a struggle and in vain, but she wasn't going to run. She could hear the cries of the people in the distance, the people that needed her. It caused her to curse under her breath. Even Carol wasn't blind to the corruption and the greed of the Hero Association. So many so-called S-Class heroes could barely lift a finger, afraid of getting a paper cut, afraid of getting hurt. A lot of them were posers. A lot of them were pretenders. That's why she wanted to break into the S-Class, to expose all of those frauds. Ever since her master retired, ever since he disappeared into this world, so many fake, so-called heroes just popped up out of the woodworks. There were some, of course, some who were good, like Tatsumaki, the tornado. But they were all far and few between. Everyone else was a no-good, greedy, selfish bastard, only in their own interest. And she hated it. She wasn't going to be like them, because her master was not like them. I'm Captain Marvel. I'm Captain Marvel, damn it. I won't give up. I won't. Carol, you have to get out of there. Monica would speak through the intercoms of her helmet. At this rate, you're not going to be able to stop it in time. Then I'll buy you guys as much time as I can. When it makes contact, I'll absorb as much of the kinetic explosion as I can and try to keep the blast radius to a minimum. Carol, you'll die! I don't care. I don't care. I'll be fine. I promise. I know you won't. Even if you absorb as much energy from that impact, you're not going to be able to survive the aftershocks. Carol, I understand what you're trying to do, but right now, we can't afford to. It's all right. It's okay. We're heroes, right? It's what we do. It was just then that he would appear. What the hell? Why are you here? Because it looked like you could use a hand. You've actually managed to buy a lot of time. Most of the city's been evacuated. You did a good job, Captain Marvel. Just let the number 2 take it from here. Saitama would jump into the air, coming face to face with the meteorite, as he held back his arm and launched one punch. Cracks would form against the rock, the meteorite breaking away into pieces. Genos, Bang, Kamala, Monica, all of them watching on as Saitama decimated the meteorite in one blow. The fragments falling down into the city, causing massive explosions and collateral damage. But none of that mattered now, because he had stopped an even worser fate from happening. And for Carol, she got a chance to see for herself what the self-proclaimed Captain Marvel was truly capable of. Following the destruction of the meteorite, Saitama would learn that his rank had jumped up high. You see, even among each level, there were ranks within the ranks. For C class, Saitama was 342nd, but he jumped all the way to 5th, still in C class. If it hadn't been for the collateral damage done to the city, he probably would have gone into S class. It just showed how rigid the system was. It wasn't enough just to do a good deed. No, you had to also do a good deed, but do it effectively. Of course, all didn't go quite as well as Saitama had hoped. The Tank Top Tiger, along with his older brother, Tank Top Black Hole, both of them, well, not too fond of Saitama just jumping up in the ranks so quickly, was looking to make an example out of him. As Saitama was going through the city trying to help with the cleanup, the brothers would go picking a fight, inciting a mob and blaming Saitama for the destruction of the city. Hey everyone, look at the guy responsible. He chooses to show his face. Yeah, brother, that's right. It's all his fault. He's the one that did all this. He destroyed our homes. He has the nerve to call himself a hero. You're just a glory hog. You had nothing to do with it. This'll teach you. Always trying to jump out. You should know your place, rookie. The people in the crowds would begin to jeer and would begin to ridicule and mob around Saitama. As the two brothers continued to lead in the hate-mongering, Kamala looking on, seeing what was happening, Genos, even Carol was starting to get pissed. Monica didn't enjoy it either. Bang simply watched from a distance. Without a doubt, he is the one that saved them all. And yet they only ridicule him further. Saitama just accepted everything in stride. Yeah, that's right. You should feel bad about what you've done. You're not a hero. You're nothing but a shut up! Everyone looked as Kamala yelled out. Who in the hell do you think you are? Master Saitama is a hero. He saved this whole damn city. You call yourselves heroes? You're nothing but bodybuilders and tank tops. There's nothing special about you. You're pathetic. You're the worst of the worst. Master Saitama didn't do... It's all right, Kamala. No, it's not all right. You shouldn't have to take the blame for something you didn't, but I did do it. That's right, I did it. I destroyed that damn meteorite. So if you got any problems, anything you want to say, come say it to my face. My car, who gives a damn about your car? That's not my problem, that's the meteorite's problem. Or in case you forgot, you would have been turned into a damn pancake. You can say whatever you want about me. I don't really care. I didn't become a hero for the money or for the fame or anything like that. I do what needs to be done, and I'll be damned if I'm going to apologize for it. You want to lock me up? You want to put me away? Go ahead and try. I dare you. It won't stop me from doing what needs to be done. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the hero that will fight no matter what. I don't care if you all hate me, ridicule me, mock me, say anything you want. I will still, always, and forevermore be a hero. The angry mob would slowly dissipate at Saitama's words. The simple fact of the matter was, he was the one that saved them. It wasn't due to the efforts of anyone else. With that, the chanting crowd would back away. Saitama and his friends, after helping with the cleanup, would decide to return home. While on the way, though, Carol and Monica would fly in front of them. Kamala standing in front of Saitama. She looked up to Carol, she did. It's even why she took on the moniker of Miss Marvel. But she wasn't about to let someone else badmouth her friend, even if it was a hero she looked up to. But Carol didn't come here for a fight. I'm sorry. What? Monica looked on in disbelief. Where the hell did Carol go? The Carol I know never apologizes, and don't make me repeat myself, damn it. Look, Saitama, you did good out there. So did you, Captain Marvel. We know you deserve to be Captain Marvel, and I'm Captain Marvel too. After all, you know what they say about sequels. They're way better than the original, right? No one says anything dumb like that, Carol said. Whatever, I'm out of here. See ya. Carol would quickly fly off, and Monica would follow close behind. Nice meeting you all. Hope we get to meet again. Kamala, good work out there. Way to represent B rank. Bye. Monica would fly off behind Carol as well. Genos, Kamala, and Saitama looking on as they flew away. Do you think we'll ever see him again? Kamala asked. You know how things work. We'll probably see him in a couple days' time. So, Saitama said to the gang, what do you want for dinner? I'm feeling tacos. This concludes One Punch Man Cosmic Crusader. What if Saitama was Captain Marvel? Season 1, Part 4. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is Power Core Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video as we continue with One Punch Man Cosmic Crusader. What if Saitama was Captain Marvel? Season 1, Part 5. But that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with Power Core Productions and Podcastings. Signing off, and I'll see you next time.